What are you doing? I'm looking up. Bye. What's up, guys? So today's video is going to be a Marvel deep dive, but before we get into that, I do want to address why I put my cat exploring up on the windowsill and my computer desk at the beginning of this video. He was rummaging around in my cupboards and up on the bookshelf and stuff while I was doing a bit of cleaning up and organizing to be able to start making this video. And part of that was I've got some stuff on my bed. You can't obviously see it, but I've got a whole heap of stuff on my bed, and among it was this giant stack of CDs, which I just got from my brother because he doesn't want them anymore, and I was trying to make room on my CD shelf to put them, and to do that I had to get rid of these. So those pops will now be going up with the rest of them. I just didn't want to put them up there and not address why there's suddenly like double the amount of pops there. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's get into the reason you are here. So Black Panther 2 has a release date of 6th of May 2022. It will be directed by Ryan Coogler, the same man that directed the first one. And I believe with him is most of the creative team is coming back as well, which makes sense considering that Black Panther broke so many records. Obviously, they'd want that same team to come back to try and recreate the magic and try to avoid some sequelitis, wherein the sequels are usually considered worse than the original film. Coming back also is some of the core cast, such as Chadwick Boseman playing T'Challa, Black Panther, Winston Duke playing M'Baku, the White Gorilla. We've got Letitia Wright coming back as Shuri, and there are rumours going around that she might take over the mantle of Black Panther in the same way that Jane Foster is doing that for Thor. And so Marvel's going to try and start bringing in some of the more, some like the female versions of male characters up to this point, and even if they don't, Shuri was responsible for most of the tech that we saw in the first Black Panther, so she will undoubtedly be back. We've got Lupita Nyong'o coming back as Nakia, Danai Gurira as Okoye, Daniel Kaluuya as Wakabi, T'Challa's best friend in the Border Tribe. Angela Bassett's coming back as the Queen Mother Ramonda. Martin Freeman believes he's coming back as Everett Ross, and there are rumours that Michael B. Jordan will be reprising Killmonger, and the current theory there is that he will just be on the ancestral plane with the other Black Panthers from the time where he had actually ingested the heart-shaped herb. So yeah, that could be why he's coming back. It would certainly make sense, especially if rumours that Namor is going to be the villain are true. This will mean that we finally get an answer to the little Easter egg in Iron Man 2. So from like that's 10 years ago. It'll be about 12 years by the time this film comes out, where just like everyone saw a dot on Africa for Black Panther and Wakanda, there was another one in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean for Atlantis and Namor, as well as the throwaway line where Okoye was very adamant that they do nothing about an underwater earthquake, and a lot of fans believe that that's because Wakanda and Atlantis are kind of at war with each other. They're like two hidden cities that have a hidden war, and honestly, that seems like it could almost be called a secret war, which then obviously opens up the door for the actual secret war with like the Skrulls and stuff coming in as being the next sort of Avengers film. There certainly seems like they're building up towards something of that caliber, at least for our Earth-faring heroes. Cosmic side is got a lot more things that it can explore, and I'm really glad that we are. Kendrick Lamar, while he has said that he's happy to come back and write sort of the score for the second film as well, and like the songs and the soundtrack for it, he is also interested in playing a role. What that role would be, I have no idea, and whether Marvel are interested or not, I also have no idea, but there is just that little bit of trivia for you as well as if the rumor about Namor is false, then Kraven the Hunter has also been rumored to appear as a villain, and I think if he's sort of like a secondary antagonist, that could be kind of cool, because obviously Wakanda's now open and there's this, untold fortune sort of thing just sitting in the middle of Africa. A lot of people are going to be trying to go after it. Kraven the Hunter has always tried to hunt down... He's originally a Spider-Man villain, and he's always wanted to hunt down the spider. But Black Panther having, like another animal motif, as well as like its abilities and stuff, seems like Kraven the Hunter could quite easily be rewritten for that. Whether or not Sony owns the rights, though, is interesting. Being a Spider-Man character, it really boils down to, is that going to happen? Other characters that I could see being the villains or appearing as sort of sidekicks, Hector Ayala or Angela Del Toro's version of White Tiger. I'm leaning more towards the Angela Del Toro version. I think that'd be really cool. She could get the Jade Amulet and sort of become the White Tiger, and then I don't know. I'm sure they could find a way of tying her into being like the child of someone from one of the Wakandan outreach centers. Yeah, something along those lines. I'm sure they could work that out, because obviously they don't have to follow 100% to the comic books, although comic accurate origins are always really fun to see. We could also have Greer Grant Nelson or Tigra, would be really cool. Of all the Serpent Society to appear, I think the most likely one is going to be Mgula or the Rock Python. They are actually African, not African American in the comics, and so having them be from Wakanda and using Wakandan tech to have their abilities and stuff would be kind of cool. and it could be that Ngula was one of the Wakandan war dogs that sort of went rogue, and it could literally just open up with T'Challa taking them down and bringing an end to the threat to Wakanda's security as a political, like from a political sense, by not having rogue Wakandan warriors waging war wherever they see fit. So as far as an opening scene goes, and having a villain for that, in order to help set up the main storyline, I really think Ngula would be a good fit there. If the rumors about Namor are true, I don't think Namor's going to be the villain. I feel like it's going to be a Tuma or Tiger Shark, who are enemies of Namor. But I feel like to begin with, a Tuma, particularly if it's a Tuma, I feel like he's going to try and attack Wakanda, and reluctantly, Black Panther's going to try and reach out to Namor. He's going to be like, no, this is your issue, like he's, we don't agree with him, but we don't agree with you either, and if he's going to take you down for us, then so be it. But then I think Atuma is going to have a plan that leads to attacking both cities, and so they'll have to team up at the end to take him down, helping set up the sort of anti-hero that Namor is in the comics. And if the stuff about Kraven is true, I really feel like there's going to be some sort of a post-credit scene, potentially. I don't see it being a major plot point, but I feel like there'd be a post-credit scene, assuming he survives the big battle where he escapes Wakanda, goes across to Antarctica, and comes across sort of the Savage Land and helps set up his own home in the Savage Land. Especially with bringing the X-Men in, there's a lot of things that the Savage Land holds in it that could be really cool with the X-Men and stuff. For instance, there's one comic book, I can't remember which one, but there is a comic book storyline where Wolverine is hunting down Sauron, who is a mutant that's able to transform into sort of like a pterodactyl or a dragon or something like that, and he decides to sort of just live in the Savage Land where he can sort of transform and he still fits in perfectly, can sort of hide in plain sight sort of thing, and Wolverine's trying to track him down, bring an end to his plan, because while he's just sitting there not being attacked, he can make plans and stuff, and yeah, he's kind of a big threat in X-Men comic books, at least that I've read. So yeah, but introducing the Savage Land, which again would be another hidden world within our own. So not only will we finding what Ulysses Claw called El Dorado, just being in Africa the entire time, but we've now also discovered Atlantis, and then this prehistoric world lying underneath the ice cap of Antarctica. And I think that'd be pretty cool to start to sort of delve into all of these little hidden pockets of the world that the Avengers have been saving, without knowing that they're also saving these things that they believe to be myth. So yeah, as far as casting goes, I don't really have any. I mean, the only one that I have a preference for is Namor. I want that to be Luke Evans. I feel like he not only does he look like the character, but I feel like being the sort of arrogant king that he is would be a nice twist on his character Bard from the Hobbit movies, and it would really sort of go to show the full spectrum of his acting abilities, being both an enemy and an ally, depending on when the situation sees fit, sort of thing. As for everybody else that I've mentioned, I would love to hear from you guys. Leave me comments in the comment section down below on who you think should play whatever new characters, any new characters you think will be in this movie, and yeah, if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you'll be alerted when I upload a new video. All of my social media links are in the description down below, as well as a URL link to where I got all of this information from. And yeah, that's about it. So until next time, guys, night to A2, and I'll check you all later.